Here we have a new 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid. This one comes in the SEL premium trim level with all-wheel drive. This color is going to be the premium Calypso red. And then we have black H-Tex leatherette interior. And the powertrain consists of a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid motor, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Coming around the front end here, LED headlamps on with LED daytime running lights. They don't do all that flashing and stuff. That's just how my camera's picking it up. But absolutely great choice of having that chrome front end there. It's kind of like an aluminum brush smear finish. Looks absolutely stunning, almost as good as the front end of the calligraphies. And then down here we get 19-inch wheels. Passive keyless entry on the front. Power mirror controls are here. We can just pick a side and then adjust using this, or we can turn it off in the middle there. Power door lock controls there. One-touch automatic up and down windows for the front, and then normal power windows for the back. And then we have a rear door and rear window lock here. Tons of space in this door panel here, a bottle holder. We do get the Harman Kardon sound system. And then we have an electronic parking brake, pull up to engage. Hit the brake, press it down to disengage. And there's our power driver's seat with power lumbar support. Now before we check out the rear legroom, quick look at the window sticker here, and a huge shout out to Hyundai of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this car today. But a $42,230 sticker price, we'll have to see if it's worth it. But I'm 6'3", have that seat up front adjust for someone of my size. I'm going to see how the legroom will be behind here. We do get these. Super nice to have those rear window blinds. So good leg room. I'm 6'3", like I said. That seat up front is just for someone of my size, and my knees are not touching the back of the seat from here, but they're barely touching that middle part there for where it curves in. So I did a good job, because that makes a huge difference from if my knees were having to sit like this than sitting like this. Rear AC vents there, 2 USB charge ports below. There's a view up front. I'm going to show you how the legroom changes. I'll lean the seat back. So I have tons of space to actually lean my body. So that's a nice touch. And then the center seat folds down here, cup holders there. And that's how the seat looks folded flat. And I'll show you the different ways you can fold the seat. So first is, you can pull up here, and that's how you can get it to look like that on this side. And then when we pop the trunk, I'll show you the second way. There's a fuel cap there. And in the back end, we do get LED tail lights. They don't flash, again, that's just how my camera's picking them up. See if we can see that exhaust. And then that second way of folding the seats down is you can actually power release from back here. I like how we have that little pocket here to hold stuff from getting away if we want to keep it in the trunk, maybe a few bolts or something. And there's the tire inflator system there. And then with this one being a hybrid, not room for a spare, because I'm sure the battery is back there somewhere. But I do like that we get a power front passenger seat. Nice storage sleeve here. Glove compartment there, owner's manuals, and the big one's in the back. And then run through storage here, 12 volt and a USB-A input there. Now I've owned the twin of this. I had a 21 Sorento hybrid, which I was getting 42 miles per gallon with that thing. So same powertrain. Mine was front wheel drive though, and this one being all wheel drive, you do suffer a little bit with the fuel economy according to the EPA, but it's really mostly on how you drive. But there's that 1.6 liter, and it just kicked back on. And with these, what's great is it really is like an auto stop at any time. So you get regenerative braking, the engine cuts off, and then you can use that to charge the battery and then come out of corners only using battery power. Leather wrap steering wheel here. Here's the navigation screen. And then this is what I use to actually keep track of this fuel economy, and I absolutely love how they did this. Energy flow. The engine is charging the electric motor, and then it's going to the battery. It shows you how it goes through that cycle there. And there's, saw that. And then I can look up the climate controls. You do get dual zone automatic climate. And then as I adjust here, because you don't have any numbers or gauges showing us what temperature we're on, we have to look at it from this view. And then we can adjust fan speed here, fan direction there, set it to driver only, and then we can sync both sides there. And then we get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio, wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto compatibility. And then to go through the radio here, we can just go through each band by clicking that. Then we can add favorites and all that. Backup cameras there, really good picture, and guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel, and then we have that 360 view as well. And then shortcuts down here for what you normally would pull up, whether it's the nav, the map, your favorites. You can set that up, which I like, the setup, the radio, and then volume knob here, and that's also like a mute knob, or you can cut the radio off, and then this you can use to go through individual radio stations. And then I'll go to the shifter after we do this. I really like the all-wheel drive because I'm able to click that for the all-wheel drive differential lock, and then I like that it actually shows you your drive modes on this knob. A lot of them they don't, but on this SEL Premium Hybrid it does. So Smart, Eco, Sport, Snow, and it also shows you on the gauge cluster in front of you. And then you have your downhill brake control here, automatic brake hold, parking sensors, and then you can toggle the camera on and off there. And then you have the 3-stage heated front seats for the driver and front passenger. And then for that 6-speed, you just hit park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then you have paddle shifters behind the steering wheel if you want to manually shift, which I know from personal experience, again, it's nice to have those. USB port, wireless charging pad indicator there. There's a cup holder where the key fob is, and then the actual wireless charging pad is here, and the second cup holder is there. And then here, center console cubby space, decent size for this kind of vehicle. And then we have the removable tray that goes back there. And then we have the universal garage door transmitter here, sunroof controls, dome lights here. So you turn both of them on there, and you can do one or the other from up here. And then I'm just gonna slide that back so we can one touch open it. And then we can also tilt it or shut it one touch as well. And then to tilt, you just hold that up, and then you can shut the power shade as well. So pretty easy to use, and I like that you can do everything in one swift motion. We're back to the steering wheel, blinkers there, headlamp controls there. Now in auto mode, you can toggle your automatic high beams by actually turning them on, and then when the regular high beams are on, you can just turn the high beams on, and then you can flash them there, turn them off if they're in normal mode. And then over here, windshield wiper controls, intermittent, low, high, and then one time there, and then intermittent, we can adjust that about 5 times. And then rear wipers here have 2 stages for that. And there's a rear wiper fluid, and there's a front wiper fluid. All digital gauge cluster, nice to have. We can go through that here, and then go through the sub menus here. Which with this all-wheel drive hybrid, I like that in that mode I just showed you that we have, and even this mode is my favorite here in the gauge cluster. Being able to see that hybrid mode, so it'll show you when the battery's working, when the engine's working, when both are working, so on and so forth. Smart cruise controls are here. Lane centering, gap adjust for the smart cruise, and you can set, resume, all that there. And then to the left side of the steering wheel, you hit this mode button to go through whatever you have set up, whether it's AM, FM, XM, and you can adjust or set all that up here, and then Your volume controls are here. This serves as a mute by clicking that, which I like. This is for the track list or radio station presets, depending on where you are. And then you have Bluetooth buttons here. And then push button start. And then finally, just a closer look at that key fob with remote start. So we can see that, yeah. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe SEL Hybrid out on the road for a quick test drive. So behind the wheel of the Santa Fe Hybrid, it's in the hybrid mode now. So it's just running off the engine, and it's slowly feeding energy back to the battery as I hit the brake with the regenerative braking. But the 1.6 liter turbo is actually what's driving with this 6-speed automatic. And I do have I used to have a Sorento hybrid, and that pretty much the same powertrain that's used in this, the 1.6 and the 6-speed, I should say, using the Sorento hybrid. They share that powertrain, and a very potent engine to be pushing a mid-size SUV like this. This is a 3-row, well, it's capable of having 3 rows, and it's definitely not little. So just very surprised with how the 1.6 turbo is able to push this with a 6-speed automatic transmission. Yeah, really, wow. For a 1.6 liter, even though it is turbocharged, this feels so much quicker than even a Chevy Equinox with a 1.5 liter turbo. And you get a lot of that with the help of low-end power from the battery from a stop there. It was very loud. I should say it sounded very strained, the 4-cylinder did, but it's a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder pushing this heavy of a vehicle. And just having the help of the electric motor, the powertrain is absolutely fantastic, where you can get power when you need it, but you're trying to get 35, 40 miles per gallon, you can use it to that advantage as well. So it was a very smart move by Hyundai and Kia to stick a 4-cylinder turbo in here, just in terms of power along with the electric motor, but also fuel economy. I'm gonna put it into Eco now. I had it in Sport. And then we'll use that on the interstate here. I'm gonna put the Smart Cruise on, lane centering's on. So what makes this such, like I said, a great setup is I'm able to get maximum fuel efficiency by having such a small 4-cylinder, even with the turbo, specifically for cruising like this. And you can see as I'm coasting here, it's charging the battery up with the regen, as the adaptive cruise is keeping that safe distance between myself and this vehicle that's slowing down in front of me. And in terms of ride quality, ride's pretty much like any other Santa Fe. So the ride is solid. It's not super smooth, but it's not jarring at all. Just a really good driving feel. But I'm in electric mode now, and it's showing you right there on the gauge cluster. But now you need to give it any heavy throttle, it will go ahead and kick that 1.6 liter on, and then it will charge the battery when it's able to. And then when you need the extra power, you can see it's getting power from both the engine and the electric battery, or electric motor, excuse me. Launches from a stop are quite fun in this, because especially when you have the auto stop on, it's in that idle mode and you still have the instant torque from the electric motor, and then the gas motor kicks on and just gives you the rest of the power. In terms of competition though, one that comes to mind is definitely going to be the The Venza, kind of in between the Venza and the Highlander hybrid, really the only big competitors outside of the Sorento hybrid, just in terms of the space, the fuel economy, and just overall usability. But all in all, very impressive SUV for the money. And this will bring me to an end of my review of the new 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid.